Okay, there we go. This is the part of the session where most people are watching a Twitch ad, so they won't be able to join yet. Uh, not sure how long that takes. Anyways, welcome to episode 9. I named this one Home is Where the Heart Is. I hope that's sufficiently ambiguous to give you some
So
nightmares.
your real home's in your chest.
All right, Captain Hammer.
Well, I mean, assuming that's where your heart is, right?
Assuming.
Most
Yes.
of current player characters, that's probably pretty true.
Well, I hope so, but now I'm second guessing that.
Our background today is storm clouds coming in over some green rolling hills.
Ah,
So that's exciting. And
It's better than the explosion.
a
I'm
lot
going
of
to
it.
lift a rule that the players can't vote in the poll, with the exception of Ashlyn, who cannot vote in this poll. But the other player characters are able to look at the
We can
poll
vote?
and vote in the first one, the one about
Ooh.
Ashlyn.
Oh, okay.
Oh God!
Let me just turn on Twitch-o.
You guys give me a hint.
That's true for your audience people too. We're going to want an answer to that poll relatively soon in the episode, so for obvious reasons. But that's that. I will now, for recap of episode 8, we went into a portal. Esteban turned into some god power horror thing that we're not sure is evil yet.
Hey, no horror.
Oh.
It's okay, it's the good kind of selfishness.
That's right.
And the main other thing is that Ashen disappeared, attached to the Grail and attached to the spiritual form of Leandros, the mastermind behind all of the dark, horror-y things that have been happening.
The Grail is very important.
Leaving the rest of you alone in a room with, and by alone I don't mean alone at all, right? Because you've got like a bunch of Fae, you've got some Inquisitors, and the Dark Inquisitor himself are all there waiting for you as Ashlyn and Leandros disappears and his body falls to the ground and kind of like disintegrates. And everything is briefly calm. And we're going to start with that scene, which is the other players after Ashlyn disappeared. And
Well,
so,
shit.
Yeah.
Guys.
Oh yeah, I forgot how injured I was. This is fine.
I'm sure like 4 traumatic wounds or something.
24 to 25, so, you know.
Well, I can hear
We
it.
need to lie down.
We
I can
need
heal
to
one of
get
you.
out of here.
Esteban.
Yo, Valdez!
No!
Esteban.
No arguing.
You gotta heal.
Yes,
You gotta
Captain.
heal her.
Did you see? Can you see where they went with your kind of gesture at you, like
Laser eyes.
That's a very good question. Here, hold on. Let me think.
That was good.
It doesn't seem to be working.
huh?
I'm gonna continue using the ice key I had to keep unlocking cages if I haven't unlocked all of them already.
yeah, there's just a few left. A lot of them at this end look pretty bad because they were the ones that had more of their life force sucked. So they're kind of sitting there. But some of the first ones that you grabbed, in particular, there's a tall she elf, and It is kind of staring at the lot of you with a steely and inquisitive gaze.
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just freeing you guys. Don't feel compelled to thank me or anything.
It glides its otherworldly grace over towards the captain, Ricardo, and you have
I bow a little bit, like, I don't know. That seems appropriate.
Sure. You have a desire to follow.
Yes, she is important. And I believe she may be important to you.
I do not know if I can help you follow her, but I did recognize where your men were being kept. So if everyone remembers, there was this vision of like the crew
Yup.
that he showed as a way to like taunt Ricardo or something like that.
It's good taunting.
I think it was very effective.
It is clear to me that he has returned to Avalon with the Graw, for that is where your men are kept.
And he, Wait, did you say Grawl?
Yes.
As in... But I thought Queen Elaine had... Oh.
There are many things that are bad.
Oh. And he... well, he disappeared into the Grawl, and she touched it and went with, and so if he went back to Avalon... I look at everyone, I'm like, we're going to Avalon.
Should we rescue
Captain
your crew
Obvious.
first?
Oh, I just might as well, just in case anybody missed it. What is that? Sorry, Esteban.
Should we rescue your crew first?
They are also in Avalon.
Oh, right.
We'll need to get a skeleton crew. I have not been here, so I don't have
Since I've dabbled in necromancy, but
proper context, but I might know someone. I might know someone who could help us find the crew. Maybe.
Or maybe we could get some of these lazy fae to actually return the favor for us saving them.
Do you really want Faye as the crew on board a ship?
It would be the most expedient way to do things.
We also have the Dark Inquisitor, who has seen what we have seen and is committed to helping us vanquish this evil. Cough up blood.
If I have to ride on Hammerhead Shark Guy's back all the way to Avalon, I will.
Well,
I do think Hammerhead Shark Guy should be allowed to come. He seems pretty cool.
Do you know Big T?
That's a valid argument, Hammerhead Guy.
It's a very good point.
I bet he totally.
Yeah, he speaks like a sailor.
Arr, 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 arr.
Perfect.
That's Shark Pirate.
Shar pirate.
So Aaron or Esteban,
Mhm.
you one of the things that happened last time was as you got that power, you got an understanding of kind of the blood portal, right? You
Yeah.
opened it up, and you understood there. You're pretty sure there are a bunch of other blood portals around that go to random places, like that pirate island in the sea where you guys were last time.
Do I think I can navigate that network at all?
You feel pretty confident that you know kind of where they are in the world, so you think you probably even know of one in Avalon.
Oh.
No matter how
Nothing
much I
says
really
we're-
like the idea of riding hammerhead shark people all the way to Avalon from Vadacine. That's a journey in and
Captain.
of itself.
I think I might have a faster way. There's these blood portals. They're kind of scattered throughout the world. And I think I can get one to open over an Avalon. So we just head on over.
Because nothing says we're here to help like coming through a blood portal.
I don't see anything wrong with it. Speaking of blood, which one of you was I healing again?
Valdis.
No! Ursula needs more healing than I do.
I'll be fine. I've lived through similar injuries before.
You are hanging by a thread.
Yes. I probably look like I'm hanging
You
on
see,
by a thread.
you see most of this blood on the floor? It's mostly yours.
I have some to spare, apparently.
There's
Look,
like 3 pints of it.
it doesn't hurt as much as it did last time. There is not a large weapon embedded in my side. I'm just pretty sure most of my ribs are broken, and my collarbone may also be broken. But that's not the first time that's happened either.
Ursula, why don't you just hold still? I'm gonna come take a look at you.
Fine, but if Valdis gets any more hurt,
I'm gonna be fine. Now stop fidgeting and let the doctor do his thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a hero point to heal one of her dramatic wounds.
Okay.
I'm gonna perform some doctoring on her.
hey. 19 out of 25.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
And don't your dice still do their thing?
They should still explode, actually, yeah.
Yeah, you see, I didn't even take that away from you.
Hey!
I'm so nice.
Teamwork.
Alright, I'm gonna go check out that portal and see if I can get it to do what I want.
Okay. So Esteban's gonna go off to find a way. There's a bunch of Fae here. Does anyone else want to talk to the Fae or the Inquisitor before you leap off to Avalon? Not that time might be relevant, because I don't know what you think on that matter.
I mean, I guess I'd ask the Fae if they know how to use these blood portals to get to Avalon faster.
We know little of the portals. We do know that the thing, the man that was here that has imprisoned us and is using our essence for his own nefarious purposes, has spent much time in Avalon. It would make sense that there was a way there, and we would love to return. Certainly those of us that can help, that remain strong, would be willing to assist in whatever revenge you desire.
Well, hell yeah.
We're gonna kill him! And cut off his other arm! For good!
And
To be
make
clear, he is just an arm now. Like the body is over there.
Oh, that's right. We should burn that. Valdis, can you turn that to solid ice and we'll just break it into little bits? Since we can't actually incinerate it.
So it kind of really disintegrated a sort of dust, and it did one of those it aged really rapidly kind of things when it ran off.
Okay.
So it's not
mostly
much of
just
a corpse.
It's mostly a pile of dust in some clothes.
Well, it's pretty spoopy. Does he have anything in his clothes?
I'll search his robes, sure. Let's see. Sacrificial dagger, subscription to Evil and monthly.
Well, I do
Book
feel
of
like
Wild Darkness.
he's not doing it right if he doesn't have a sacrificial dagger, so you definitely find that. I mean, there's probably also still a rosary on there,
Mm.
but that's I think what you found.
Right. Because this is the biggest joke of the whole thing. Just he's still got his rosary.
But is it an evil rosary?
Is it an evil rosary?
It is black.
Hmm.
You wanna hold on to this, Ursula? I mean, the best case scenario, you go back to Eisen and you can flaunt it around. See, I told you the church was evil. Ha
Proof!
Checkmate, atheists.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna take his rosary.
Do it.
I'm just gonna pocket it. I would like to have a word with our Dark Inquisitor friend.
Yes, let's do that.
How are you and your men holding up? I know you probably haven't seen anything like that before.
Yes, but to be clear, the standard Inquisition philosophy that all that is magic and dark is evil is not a philosophy that I hold.
Well, the big guy with the tentacle beard and the dude who just stole the Grawl, they definitely should still fall in that particular policy.
The person with the Grawl was a priest, and was a corrupt priest, and that is what my mission is to destroy that corruption that eats the church from inside.
So would you like to come with us to Avalon to go put an end to him? Or would you rather stay here and make sure bad things don't happen again here?
I think that I would like to see this end.
Good, and I'm sure there's a damsel in distress you could probably assist with as well.
He gets a little bit of a smile and says,
Good.
It is always good optics for the church to be rescuing damsels in distress. Excuse me.
Like you friggin' could, choir boy.
He does send most of his brute squad back. He just keeps one person with him and sends the rest back with messages. The old blood portal is still open because it had both blood and other power involved, so they run off. But so he just keeps one with him, and I feel like he gets a hero point for getting to his second episode with his brute squad still alive.
Well, they did obey orders and only fire guns and not
Yeah.
get in melee, so.
Yep, they just fired their muskets, and then spent a bunch of time reloading.
Yep.
They spent time reloading their muskets, which is exactly what we wanted them to do because we knew that they would just get in the way and die.
Yep. I mean, they could have created opportunities that I could have taken care of, but also they would have died. And they may be Inquisition soldiers, but they're still people. I'm sure it's fine.
So Esteban, this is one of the things that seems very attuned to the power structure. Like this whole, they're very closely aligned. So it's not very challenging for you to find the Avalon portal. And potentially
Open that sucker up.
Okay. I'm going to assume everybody, including a line of Fae, including some that have to help each other because they can't walk.
Right.
Hammerhead Shark Guy has, 2 Fae in each arm. You're not sure if he's helping them or that's lunch for later.
Right. Well, I'm gonna. I'll pick up a couple of Fae too and help them out.
I don't think it's any of our business.
Do you have 2 dramatic wounds, Rob?
Yeah, I got 2 dramatic ones.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Yeah, there's not any opportunity for dramatic wound healing before probably, I don't know, the end of the campaign. But we'll go with where
Give
we are.
me more hero points.
I think I want to ask the Fae if any of them know, I walk up to Fae Guy and I say, do you know of this power that Leandros is using? Is there a way is there a weakness to it? Is there a way to separate him from the Grawl or this dark magic?
I do not see a lot, but I can say that his power stems from a corrupted version of our own selves, of the Fae, and some dark weapon of the Sign Earth, for it reminds us of those wars long past that even the Fae rarely remember.
Mm.
He has rekindled the fires of that war, and with the Grawl in hand, it is unknown what he could do.
How did he get the Grawl? Somebody fucked up.
That's an understatement.
It will be to the detriment of us all.
There's Christina pantomiming how upset she is.
Yeah, we're getting pretty close to like going through the portal, so we can switch to Christina. But we want to stretch that as long as possible to make sure that she's as much dramatic tension as we can for what's happened to her. So
we gotta save her.
So anyone else have any conversations before we go through the portal?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Pile on through.
You jump through the portal, and as that happens,
I don't know. Maybe they wanted to talk or something, but I'm going through. We gotta save Ashley.
I agree.
Okay.
On we go.
So, Ashlyn, the last thing you remember, I mean, which was just like, 1 second ago, so it wasn't very far ago. But the last thing you remember is grabbing the Grawl and getting sucked through it as like a kind of darkness overcame your senses. And then the next thing that happens is like there's the air changes. It is now like cool and cold, and there's like a mist, and it feels damp. And it's sort of reminiscent of home for sure. In fact, there's a smell in the air. And as you look around, your hand's still on the Grawl. You see yourself standing on a hilltop. There are some old broken stones that are just lazily distributed around the hill. There is the clouds above are dark, and there is mist all along the outside of the hill, right? So it's like an island in the top of a sea of mist.
Okay. First thing is, my invisibility, is it still on, or did it like turn off by going through this portal?
I mean, you don't know the answer to that because you can't see, but your guess would be it's off.
It's off. Okay. So it's misty. I have the Grawl with the fingerless hand attached to it still, right?
Yes. As you look at the fingerless hand, you see that like a smoky apparition creates a humanoid form that looks pretty Leandros-y. Kind of around that, and just as you start to react, you can see like 2 pinpoints of red light where his eyes would be starting to form.
Oh, fuck. Can I pry off the palm of the hand to get off the Grawl?
You can let go of the Grawl if that's your question, but I don't think it is.
No, I'm not gonna let go of it. Are you kidding me? This thing is important to my people, and if I let this madman get it, then
right,
rude.
But you don't know how, because there isn't actually a physical hand grabbing it anymore.
So
you cut that off.
Can I take like probably a 10-yard walk with my eyes still on the guy with the Grawl in my hand? Does it seem to be still separated, or is he trying to like get all of his bits and pieces together?
The Grawl does not seem to want to move when you try and take the walk.
Can I look at the Grawl and, just confirm that it actually is the real thing?
Sure. one quick thing for any viewers on board. If you've not voted, this is your last chance to vote in the Ashlyn poll. There we are. We'll check back in real quick. You looking at the Grawl to make sure it's the real Grawl. The one thing you notice, it does look like the real Grawl, although you haven't actually seen it before, so just like pictures and stuff. But as you look at it, it's pretty clear that inside the cup looks to be blood.
I obviously have I probably still have some of my archaeological tools with me. Can I take off a small spade and just take out the blood?
Oh, start spooning it out?
Yeah.
Splash, 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 splash.
Right. I mean, maybe that could be what is making it like this. I don't know. So I'm doing that because obviously I can't tilt it over, can I?
It doesn't seem to want to move. So yeah, no. Yeah, you reach back in for kind of rummage through your pack to try and get that. When Leandros' dark and now very distant, low voice comes to you, and says, "You. It is fitting that you would be here, for it is with your blood that we can finally end this."
What?
Is that not what you want? Weapon against the Fae? Are you not supposed to keep your mortal allies free of the machinations of the dark Fae as they would come? Is that not your purpose?
My purpose is my belief in balance. That one cannot coexist without the other. You can't destroy one thing without there creating some sort of gap. Some chaos will ensue, and that is not right.
He laughs. You would think that our current state is balance?
You
that the power that
assume
the Fae have over mortals is balance?
Yeah, I do.
They are your superior in every way, and they pull your strings. And now that I stand before you trying to cut them, you would still side with your masters?
You assume to know me, and yet you do not.
That is true. For what I assumed was true about you does not appear to be.
Oh, you know what they say about assuming, right? I try to take out my thing and still scoop out the blood if I could.
Make a resolve check for me. If you had I guess it's just scholarship because that's how it works. You can add scholarship to your resolve if you want.
Yay! I will do that. Three raises.
Okay, you now feel that now that you're touched with the Grawl as well, that a lot like what was happening where the Fae energy was getting sucked into the cup back in the last episode, that he's trying to do something similar to you, and in fact he's touching upon your own essence, and
how can that be? She's confused.
You're resisting it for three time segments with your resolve roll. So he turns his beady red eyes to you and says, "Do not worry, it is not you that I want. It is your mother."
Dun dun dun.
I don't have a mom though.
Do you not know? Have you not walked this realm with the knowledge that the blood of the Fae flows within you?
I'm trying to keep a poker face going, but I'm failing very, very horribly about that. I look at him and I kind of defiantly defiantly lift my chin because I'm 5 feet, so I'm obviously looking up at him. Whether or not anybody else is involved in this, what you're doing is you're bastardizing a race and stealing everything about them that makes them them. Who made you the king of everything? Who made you that? Nobody. You're just a pathetic little man reaching out for whatever he can to justify his worthless, pathetic life in this world. When in the end, you know what's going to happen? So you're going to fall to the wayside. History is going to forget you. And my friends are going to make sure that you are murdered right here and now. I might not be able to do it, but they can.
It is their fault that we're here anyways. They have
No, it's your fault. You're the
spoiled
one
all
who
the plans, destroyed everything. So now we are here at the end game where I take the weapon of the Cynerth and destroy your mother with it. And then maybe Mab, and then maybe the rest of the Fae. They will all die. And if it
No.
all dies at this point, then it is the fate you've brought on yourself.
No. You are horribly mistaken. You sad, pathetic little man. And I take my hand off the girl and I pull out my gun and I shoot him.
Okay, you take the hand off the
Go
brawl, it
Westland.
comes right
Go
off.
Westland.
Although there's still like this little dark thread that connects the two of you. And you pull the gun and you shoot the apparition, and your bullet flies through it and strikes off of a stone behind him with a little bit of a spark. And as that happens, like the first drop of rain comes from above and hits you kind of right on the forehead, and you can and you see standing behind him now a lady, kind of glowing in green. You can see through her as well, and she's looking at you, and you hear her voice. It says, "Child."
This is. I bow. Kind of. I kind of bow. I have no idea whether or not I hit her. Did like the bullet pass through him and pass through her?
No, you don't think the bullet passed through her.
With my knowledge of the Fae and stuff, do I think she is like Lady of the Lake?
That would be your guess, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I definitely do bow to her because she is one of the most powerful Fae there is. What are you doing here?
She has
You need
come
to go.
because your blood has called her, says Leandros. And he turns around and he points his hand at her as well. And I call upon the power of the Grawl. And there's a red and gold light that strikes from the Grawl, and it hits the Lady of the Lake. And there's a
Can I
like
jump in front of
scream.
it?
Oh yeah, totally.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. Why don't you roll me in athletics there, finesse athletics.
Okay. Oh, okay. I got 4.
Okay, so.
Oh no, I get to reroll one die. Hold on. 5.
Okay, with the 5, I'm going to say that you. Obviously, the beam of lights move pretty fast, so it's briefly heads her direction, and it might have made contact, but then you jump right in between it.
Okay.
And you feel the full force of it hitting your chest, and your soul just screams in agony as this weapon of the Fae threatens to destroy half of your soul.
I look back behind me to, if I can, to the Lady of the Lake, and like in as much agony as I can, like try to muster through. Ron, he wants you.
Sure. That's our stopping point for moving to the other scene. So there you are. The rest of you jumped through a blood portal. Yay!
So dramatic.
If it only wasn't like the fifth time you've done it.
Dramatic. All the drama.
That was good though. A lot of witty, cutting comments in there.
Mm-hmm. No, that was fucking awesome.
So, the rest of you come out like on kind of a bright sunny hill. It's kind of underground cave, right? But you come right out, and it's a lot like there's the green that you see in the background. There's sunny. You can smell the sea. The sea is right there. And in fact, you're kind of right above a bluff, and down below you can see like a bunch of. You see the scene you saw from Father Leandros. There's your crew are kind of in stockades. They're being guarded by clearly what look like Igor's people. There's a ship that is parked. Wait, ships don't park, do they? They do something else.
Anchored?
Anyways,
Doc?
docked, tied. I don't know. It's offshore probably because it's a full ship.
Moored?
Anchored. I'm gonna go with anchored. There's a ship anchored not too far off of sea, and the which is flying Igor's flag, Igor Steeltooth.
I look at everybody and I say, "Are you ready?"
Aye, Captain.
We are.
My eyes
I
are
can't
locked and
hear
loaded.
you.
Aye,
Captain!
Ah!
Oh. I'm trying to think of a clever pun, but it's not coming.
Who is a jackass who stole my ship? Igor Steeltooth.
It's still my crew.
Who are we gonna stab with really sharp sticks?
Igor Steeltooth.
Igor Steeltooth.
And that's going to count. I'm going to spend a hero point. That's going to count as joie de vivre.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was good.
I mean, even though I'm not there,
Yeah, so good.
can I like spend a hero point because Mob went out there and we are friends?
Absolutely, because that's. Anyways, we'll get to that. But the. I also say that at this point you're kind of part of Avalon, anyways. But we'll get back to that too. So.
Oh.
We'll see how that all works itself out.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you guys basically charge down the hill, right?
I don't see why not.
I kind of lollygag down the hill. No, I'm kidding.
I might limp a little bit, but I'm keeping up.
As a side note, Esteban, it's bright and sunny out, and that seems like way brighter than you remember. Like it's kind of glaring and hard to see very well because it's so.
Oh,
It's okay. You can just see into
It
the
must be an
infrared
Avalon
ultraviolet spectrums.
yeah.
Okay,
It's a good thing.
yeah, it's a good thing, right? It just means that you've enhanced all of your senses.
Yep.
And enhanced
Yep.
senses just see more.
No negatives.
That's how that works.
Hold on, let me look at my corruption again. Yep, no negatives.
You do not have negative corruption. That is correct. Okay. Down the hill we go. As you come down the hill, people see you. It didn't sound like there was any stealth, especially given that you've got a shark man.
Hell yeah, we got a shark man.
As long as he's going in the right direction.
I mean, I'm doing my best to keep them pointed in the right way.
I say in my mind to my mother, I know you fell to darkness, but we can still do good.
We will do it together, you hear her say.
Remember that scene in Lord of the Rings where Gandalf is refuses the ring and is like, "You must understand." I don't know why he talks like Ricardo all of a sudden, but he's like, I would intend to use the ring for good. He totally would have. He should have taken the ring. Anyway,
Yeah, that's exactly. I agree completely, Captain. Join me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sprint. I'm gonna run as fast as I can with the pistol out, sword.
And I know this disrupts the scene a little bit, but I do want to mention to Ursula, you are now with all of the players, or the characters that are with you, have made some dark pact with evil. The only one who hadn't was Ashley, right? At this point. So, anyways,
Val
just throwing that
isn't
out there.
technically evil yet.
I'm not evil yet either.
Me
That's
neither.
what they say.
Everything's fine. It's fine. It'll be okay. I don't have to kill any of them in the final episode. I don't.
They're still good. My mom's like Darth Vader.
Uh-huh.
They're still good in her.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Yeah.
as you get seen going down the hill, some of the pirates form up, but you see that basically Igor and Ma One Eye are basically coming to meet you.
Good.
They do not have their weapons drawn, and they have a bunch of pirates with them, but none of them have drawn weapons either. I'm going to assume that you all have your weapons drawn.
Yep.
Yes, my eyes are open.
All right, Cyclops.
As a side note, Igor Steeltooth has like this black metal gauntlet that kind of like glows with a blue electricity.
Is it
Just,
Drakenisen?
it does not look Draconizing. It's got like a very black iron kind of look to it, although it's smooth and shiny. So those of you who pay attention to Sign Earth artifacts are more likely considered in that direction.
I was gonna say, damn well better not be Draconise, and I haven't seen him kill any horrors.
Shoot him, Captain.
We don't negotiate.
They're unarmed. They're
Aaron.
easier to kill.
Okay, let's get down the hill. You guys,
Oh,
you're
boy.
coming down the hill. They're about 50 feet away. Igor puts up the sign of parley
Oh.
and waits for you to react.
Oh, what are you gonna do, Captain?
Good
You
face.
ignore the parlay and just shoot him in the face. Nobody's gonna blame you.
I skid to a stop
No!
and point my gun at him.
Okay?
Oh dear.
Igor!
Ricardo!
Release my crew and surrender yourselves, and you will live to see justice.
I'd like to make a deal.
That is the only deal that you will be offered.
My deal would be that I release your crew, tell you where the evil guy is, and you let me go.
Hey, Captain, that actually sounds like a very good deal.
Shut up.
I'm gonna glare at him. He says that this is a very good deal. He tortured me.
I said it was a pretty good deal.
Dude, it's a moderate, it's like a mildly okay deal at best.
You have no leverage, Igor. We will find Leandros without you.
Yeah, I mean, if you want me to like help you kill him, I guess I could do that too. Throw that in as an extra like cherry on the top of the deal.
No, you will stab us in the back at the first chance you get.
I mean, I am stabbing Leandros in the back, so pirates, you know.
which is why
How
I've
does
got
that
what I
help?
want out of him, and he isn't really that nice a guy to work with. I don't know if you noticed. So I'm willing to jump in with you here if we want to work this together and finish him off so that we can go kill ourselves later like civilized people.
I look at Esteban and I say, I kind of nod at him, and then I say under my breath, do something awesome. Yeah?
Do something awesome. No pressure or anything, Esteban. But now would be a good time to make it look like your character actually does stuff.
Hey,
Okay, at this point, there's an earthquake that runs through the Avalon.
Oh,
There you go, Captain.
There you go, Captain.
I'll shake my fist in the air.
Smooth. I like it.
Make
Credit for something that you obviously didn't do. Beautiful.
Igor, you feel the
feel
power.
my mind.
You feel the power we wield. This is your last chance.
I'll make a convince roll if I have to. I got
It's not. It's convince, isn't it? Deceit.
Yes.
I'm
Is
rolling.
that a
deceit.
skill?
Who's rolling deceit?
I don't see deceit as a skill.
Is it just convince?
Yeah, I think it might be just convinced. Let's
Yeah. Well, roll convince then.
All right.
I've been
Oh,
doing too
boy.
much fate lately.
convince.
Like-
Is this what are we doing? Panache or wits?
Panache.
It's totally panache.
Probably
for
panache.
this, right?
Yeah.
Wits had nothing to do with it. This is like running. You're like, oh, it's earthquaking. Ah.
Hey, remind me of your skill thing there, Captain. Did you activate that?
Any of your dice that are equal to or lower than your skill are 10s, automatic 10s.
Okay. All right. So that becomes a 10, and that becomes a 10,
Nice.
and that becomes a 10, and that becomes a 10. And that is a 15, so that's 2. And I can reroll one dice.
Reroll, yep.
Same result. 7.
Okay, well, that's pretty convincing in the scale of wow, that was really convincing. So
Yeah, I
none of the
got it.
other all the party members fall for that too. And think that he did an earthquake thing, which, by the way, Ursula, pretty powerful, right? Earthquakes? Just saying.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. Is my
Woo.
sword glowing for any reason? It is out.
It is kind of light out, so it's hard to say. Not glowing too badly though.
All right. Okay.
The So Igor looks at that and goes, "Okay, I get it. You don't need me to jump in and help you. You got that part covered. But you still got to know where he is, right? How are you going to do that?"
What if we let his crew go, but take him? That's the compromise. We can leave the Fae people here with his crew,
You
and
think
then if
he'll-
he betrays us, they'll just kill them.
Do you think he'll? Do you think he'll agree to that? I don't. I think he's in it for himself.
Well, could you make him stay
well,
here?
How about this? I look at the rest of his crew and I say, "Turn your masters in," and I gesture to him and Ma, and you can go free. Turn your lives around.
Or I shall tear the earth asunder and you'll plummet into it.
Reminds me of
Take a hero point, Esteban.
Fessick pretending to be the Dread Pirate Roberts.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. So, he looks back and goes, "Okay, how about we'll come with you. You know, we want to make sure that we're not giving you a bum deal anyways, right? Like, we're not like lying and they're just going to run off or something. So we'll come with you to meet the big bad guy. And after you've wiped the floor with him, For my service, you can like take everything I've got and just like put me on a little dinghy and send me off to sea or something. That's punishment, right? Let the sea decide.
Captain, couldn't you challenge him to a duel afterwards or something?
Oh, because I like that.
Okay, but I'm not unarmed this time, Igor.
Well, no, but the duel's with Captain, right?
Sounds like you have two people to duel, Igor.
Well, one at a time, okay? One at a time.
Sure, if he doesn't kill you, I will. In a duel, of course.
Well, it seems like you got the upper hand here. Do you want dinner first, or should we just head out?
Drop your weapons.
Sure. He like unbelts his sword, his scabbard, and lets it fall to the ground.
And the gauntlet?
I mean, if I'd take it off, I could.
If you could, you could.
I mean, if I could take it off, I would. Sorry.
Captain, I could take it off for him.
Oh no.
Oh no, the party theme is coming in handy again.
Handy. Well done. Well done. But I'm afraid if we disarm him completely, he won't actually be any help against.
That's alright, leave him with one arm.
Igor, one arm.
I cautiously start walking up to him and the rest of his group, pistol trained on him. And then I signal for everybody to kind of like surround him and round them up.
Okay, you do. And basically their crew start like letting your crew go.
Nice.
And Igor starts pointing towards like, yeah, we got to go inland here just a little bit, not too far. He's got a place. He's been prepping it. Told me about it. Something about righting the balance in the world or something.
That sounds like something he would say.
Yeah.
Oh man, this guy is just the best note taker.
You know, pirates.
He was rambling on about his master plan, how I'm all the way down the hill.
Very well. Shit, we don't have a lot of people to leave behind to keep an eye on the rest. Oh wait, no, we have my whole crew.
Yep, you sure do.
We're gonna leave their crew now. They're gonna change places.
Yep.
My crew will now keep their crew prisoner.
Yep, you
And-
let out your lieutenant, and they start like working through that plan. And I'm kind of assuming you're still going to be in a hurry-ish.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, I feel like I would take a brute squad with me, but if it just makes more sense to leave it,
They're probably going to need it more than we are.
yeah, they're probably just gonna die. So just leave them behind. Great.
I think it's very 7C to not take help along just because they're not helpful. Because they're not heroes. It's only good to have heroes along.
Ooh, we
Yeah.
could. That is a great idea. I am gonna have them go back through the portal.
And get the ship.
Oh, to try and get the ship.
Yep. Take the ship and meet us in whatever the capital city is. Avalon City? What's it? What is it?
It has a name. It starts with a C. Corleone? Not bad. Nope, that's not it. Maybe it is.
I don't know.
But the capital of Avalon. Okay. One other thing happens before we go back to Ashlyn and her dramatic not quite yet death. I don't think. Maybe. We don't know. Anyways.
Hopefully.
It is Carleone.
Carleone, yeah. As you're getting the crew, a particular crew member runs up. His name is Giuseppe.
Shit, it
Oh.
Hey, buddy.
might actually be useful.
He comes up and he like looks at you and says, "I can feel her. She's not too far. That way." And she points towards the hills. To be fair, the same direction Igor pointed.
Oh,
Pick him up and use him
You
as
know-
a housing rod.
You know where she is. Good.
I, as you know, we are connected.
That's right. I forgot.
Lead the way,
Lead
idiot.
the way.
oh, hey, Giuseppe. Giuseppe, this is Dark Inquisitor, tall, dark, and handsome. Tall, dark, and handsome. This is Giuseppe. Just introducing everybody so they all know who each other are.
Yeah.
For
what's up?
no ulterior
No
motives.
ulterior motives.
Octavio meets Giuseppe, and they head on in the direction of Ashlyn like the rest of the party, while the crew try and figure out how to do this logistics of getting back through the gate and getting everything going. While you have Igor and Ma One Eye as well in tow, disarmed and looking way more nervous now that Giuseppe has said, like, they're over here.
Oh yeah, no, I'm debating just beheading Igor because we don't need him anymore.
We don't need you.
Can I, Captain?
Um,
I'll probably just ask that openly as well.
I'm going to let you think about that a little bit, and we're going to go back to Ashlyn, just so we get some time for...
Mm-hmm.
Temperate virtue is activated.
Okay, Ashlyn, so you jumped in front of the Fey Queen slaying bolt of damage from the Sign-Earth artifact that was meant to end the war, that has been being used by the mortals to kind of keep the Fey a little bit at bay for a while. Anyways,
And it's
that
being
hurt a lot.
bastardized.
I have good news and bad news.
Okay.
Which direction you want to go?
So, temperate virtue says I prevent any magical effect on me. Hopefully that means good news. Okay,
so we're gonna go good first.
Okay.
You know, I haven't died yet. As the beam hits you, and you feel like that your soul being torn apart, there is also like a memories flashback, right, in your head, and you can you're like looking at yourself as an infant, as a baby lying there, and you have this like great human connection, and you feel like your mortal soul becomes really like rises to the forefront, and the mortal part of you fights back against the Fey killing thing, and you collapse to the ground with this like smoke and light coming off of you, in excruciating pain, and feeling kind of like heavy, but at the same time like almost more alive than you've ever felt before, like a total adrenaline rush.
Okay.
And then time starts to slow a little bit.
That's not good.
As you like look at him, and his mouth is kind of doing that move in, and you can't understand what he's saying because it's slow. Something like "Whoa," but no. And kind of leaning up against one of the stones over there, you see Mad Jack O'Bannon. Father
Dad!
in quotes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ashlyn, you'd come around here eventually.
What are you doing here?
Well, I'm in your head, and the stone, the one that bleeds, it told me things were happening, so I came by.
How can we stop him? Do you know? Is there any way?
Of course
Can
not. Why would I know? I just do what the stones tell me. But I will say that I saw some plucky spirit in you that I had seen. And you look like you might have this well more handled than I. I'm just here to kind of watch and see how things go, I think.
watch? Can't you help at all? Like I don't know. Distract him at least, or get this lady out of here. That would be
Yeah, you are right. I keep forgetting there was something, right? Like, we already gave you the sword, right? Do you have the sword?
What?
You're supposed to have a sword and a crown.
I don't have either of those.
Someone should talk to your parents about that. Oh.
I give him a look.
Yeah, just joking there. Yeah, yep, here it is. I got a sword, and he like pulls out this Excalibur-looking thing. Not saying it's Excalibur, just might look like Excalibur.
Okay.
And like a crown. That's got
What
like
am I supposed to do with this? Stab him with the pointy end of both of
leaves
these?
and then like a raven or something, a bird on the front.
A raven.
Oh, swords are for chopping and stabbing. That's what I hear. Here you
Yeah,
go.
I guess they are. I've seen a couple of my friends do it very better than I can.
Yeah, your mom's really good at this sword stuff, but I felt like, I don't know, like you should have a chance at a life or something. Your call there. Here's the crown, and he like just kind of chucks it over.
I get kind of like teary-eyed a little bit, you know, because like he's been my dad for a long time. Where are you gonna go? Are you gonna just up and leave then?
Oh well, me and the rocks here are gonna converse a little bit about what's going on, and then kind of see. Yeah, I'll be around.
Can you take this lady away at least? Nobody should die. Not today.
Oh,
At least-
well, that ain't my job today. That's your job. That's yours. Good luck on that. Oh, what's that? Oh, Stone's saying, yeah. Oh, they've got some good ones. And about then, like, time starts to move fast again.
Okay.
And you find yourself lying there on the ground with that adrenaline rush. The Lady of the Lake is standing kind of right above you.
Okay.
In all of her glory. And the dark spirit of Leandros holding the grail is saying, you all find a way to get and interfere every time. I've had enough.
I go to cut off his arm. My sword.
He has this, it's hard to tell expressions on phantom dark shadow figures with red eyes, but there's clear like those eyes give kind of like a surprise as you like pull a sword from nowhere.
Yep.
Did you put the crown on? Side note.
Sure. Why not?
Okay. And you leap forward to cut off his thing. Give me a, melee or weapons roll.
Okay. Do I get anything from this?
I mean, yes, the sword is useful. I mean, by itself, it gives you 4 dice, so we'll give you that.
All right. And can I use my panache because I'm gonna be like, like taking advantage of the moment, and I'm gonna like yell something very awesome.
No, I think this is going to be finesse or brawn.
Flair.
Yes, you do totally get flair, though.
Yeah. Okay. So then I'll do finesse. So that's 4, and then another 4. Okay. Let's see here. Oh! I can deal with that. Can I get an 8? I mean, I do have an 8, but
You get 8 raises?
Yes. 4 10s.
That seems...
No, 5 10s. Actually, 5 10s. I forgot the one over here. Oh, and I could re-roll. Hold on.
You don't have a skill, do you? Or did you get some in weaponry?
Oh, shoot, never mind. Didn't get it anyways. Only have one in weaponry.
Oh, well, you've got one. That's an improvement over the last time you tried to stab something.
Well, I did take your advice and decided to, hey, I need to learn how to stab with a pointy end.
Well, the people of the realm of Avalon are happy with you right now.
Okay. Well, I go to stab him and like cut off his arm, and I was just shut up.
So, how many raises was, just to be clear, was it still 8 or did
No, it was 7.
7? Okay, well, darn.
Can somebody give me an 8?
No, I think you do your stab. It's the sword is light in your hands, and seems to find its own way towards this darkness, and it does seem to cut into the shadow figure, like it hurts him, and he shrinks back from that, and the shadow itself it disappears as it shrinks away into the grawl itself, kind of like with that, like it gets sucked into the grawl as you stab at it.
Okay.
And the grawl kind of stops and rolls for a second. You notice, though, as it rolls, like none of the blood you saw in it is coming out or anything.
Could I do a scholarship as to like, do I assume it's his blood, or is it like some sort of other ancient thing I don't quite clearly understand? Can I do that?
Yes, roll scholarship for what kind of blood is in there. Yeah, wits.
Okay. Ugh. 4.
4. Okay, so one,
Yep.
you don't. It doesn't look like human blood to you.
Okay.
That's 2 raises.
So it can't be his.
You've got Fey knowledge. You're gonna guess it's probably Fey blood of some sort. You don't. That's where you are. As you're like looking down at the grawl and it's rolling, the Lady of the Lake stoops down and picks it up. She kind of lifts it up towards you. There's a smile on her face, and she once again says, "Well done, child." And then halfway through that word, she stops as a blackness comes out of the grawl and starts to encase her.
I knock the girl out of the way
With sword?
with a sword.
Okay. As the blackness is coming there, there's the clang as you hit the grawl. You are blown backwards,
Okay.
and the Lady of the Lake kind of stands there as the darkness encompasses her until you can see Leandros' form superimposed on top of her, and now he looks like he talks as if he's gone completely insane. That's it. You've done it. There's nothing left. It all needs to end now. It all needs to end. And the 2 of them disappear in a black, like explosion of darkness. For the moment, at least, and leaving you there on the hilltop.
Is the girl still there?
The grawl is not there. Although there is like a dark, like the ground where they were standing is all black, is all completely blackened and like almost bubbling.
Well, I'm extremely like I'm very upset. So I let out like a yell, and I stab the sword, right next to me, and look at that pile of whatever it is. And just absolute like dejection. Like I don't know what to do from here.
Okay. Well, since that sounds so hopeful, we'll leave you there and go back to the other group.
That's me. Hope.
So, as you are starting to think about the heads of some pirates, one of the hills that in the direction that you're starting to walk, you can see dark storm clouds like really circling, almost like blacker than you've ever seen, starting to circle, and lightning at the edges and all of that. And another earthquake rumbles through Avalon.
Oh dear.
Just to be clear, none of that was me. In fact, I was lying earlier, but it was just really good timing.
I'm gonna keep pushing on ahead.
You want to take the goons with you there, Valdis? Our interested males?
I can handle this myself. I don't need those weaklings chasing after me.
No, they're chasing after her!
They don't deserve her! As I charge down the hill.
Well, as you say that, like Giuseppe kind of like stumbles and falls to the ground.
Oh no!
And like he just kind of rolls and just stares up at the sky.
Oh shit, buddy. It's okay, you still have a chance.
I didn't think I cut him that deep. God damn.
Hey, I think that means something bad might have happened to Ashlyn. So,
Yeah,
means they're connected, he fell over.
that's why I'm hurrying.
I guess we'll worry about pirate killing later, huh?
I'd help him up and carry him, but I just don't have that kind of...
It's alright, I got it. My 3 dramatic wounds. I princess carry Giuseppe.
Princess carried us. Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Good.
he isn't fully unconscious. He's babbling some stuff as you're carrying him.
Oh.
I listen.
It seems to be something like, she's not there, and then it'll be like, and then he'll like murmur Ashlyn or something, and then some other stuff like that. Yeah.
It's okay, buddy. We're headed there. And I'm very strong and very athletic, so even though I'm princess carrying him, I'm going to begin running after Valdis.
I'm gonna execute Igor.
Oh God, your wounds. Oh, what? Oh.
For a hot second, I thought he was going to say, I'm going to execute Order 66.
Oh wait, that's when we all turn on Ashlyn?
Mm-hmm. Get rid of the Jedi.
Because she's clearly the Jedi, I guess. Although that's not true. Valdis is probably the Jedi in the group.
That is true.
That's true.
Yeah. Although at this point, like, who knows? You're all Jedi.
We're all Jedi. So,
Hold on, I'm about to help the captain with my mind bullets.
Yeah, let's help the captain resolve his justice.
Everyone who thinks Jedi should have eye beams, raise your hand. Yeah, okay.
Wait, doesn't that make them Sith? Oh, hold on.
What?
I don't know. Are we going to get into semantics about what powers are which?
Great Jedi.
We'll do that when we play that universe.
Sounds good.
It's an appropriate question coming from Ursula. She's the one that cares about the distinction between Jedi and Sith. I'm not sure the rest of everyone does. So, but to get to the execution that Ricardo had, you turn, and I assume you just like take a sword and like stab him, or are you going to go for the whole?
The pistol was in my hand. So, what I had in mind, Ursula asks if we can execute, or just cut his head off,
Right.
And Ricardo stops and thinks about it, and like the black stuff starts creeping up around Ricardo, And just as Ricardo's about to be like, no, I can't take this power, I have my friends to stand. He turns and looks, and his friends walk off. And so he turns and shoots Igor straight in the face.
I mean, I would have been okay with you shooting him straight in the face.
So
Without resorting to evil.
you can take an extra corruption point, and
Shooting him in the
Igor
face
dead.
is evil. You can't shoot somebody in the face and not resort to evil.
He deserved it, though.
But what if he was Hitler?
Oh my goodness.
Ma One Eye just kind of abruptly stops and looks at you.
Oh, I didn't realize we had Ma with us.
Oh yeah, she's still here
Okay.
too.
I thought I sent her back because we only needed Igor.
Okay, you can have sent her back. That's fine.
Just shoot Igor in the face. All right, Ma, you can go back.
I mean, if not, she's turning and running as soon as you make any movement. So I mean, it's. But we'll assume that she wasn't there for this scene.
Right.
Told her to go back.
Now there is,
prior
I
to
mean,
shooting him in the
Esteban.
face.
If you want to, I guess you didn't run off. So if you want to do or say something,
Stop him, Esteban.
We say to the other highly corrupt individual.
Ugh. I don't like the. Can I? Ugh. I know that the blackness is coming from that amulet of his mom's.
Yes, you do know that.
Is that thing visible?
Not currently.
Ugh. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna stop him.
Okay, so Igor goes down. He's got a dark gauntlet. If someone is interested in extra Signers artifacts of power.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But it might take some
Put
time
that
to
in
get
a
it
bag.
off his arm, I've heard.
What's that?
It might take some time to get it off his arm, especially without Ursula around.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it looks like it's stuck on, I guess I'll just laser his arm off.
Okay.
God.
Zing.
I mean, like, that's cool, but could you stop using your very corrupting
I got this.
It's fine.
You don't see it, hopefully?
Just glance
I'm
back
gonna
to
throw that in a
check out-
bag and keep going.
It's fine. This is fine.
This is fine. No, they're using their corruption for good. It's fine.
I'm not gonna have to kill them later. It's fine.
Mom, you need to stop worrying and stressing yourself out.
Okay, the other two of you, along with the Inquisitor and Giuseppe's unconscious or semi-conscious form, have charged up the hill.
Yep.
There is a bunch of mist that's actually breaking as you're going through it, but it has started to rain.
Very fitting.
Okay. Yeah, I still keep charging my way up the hill. Shouting for Ashlyn to answer me. She might be dead. I don't know. I'm worried.
So, Ashlyn, luckily for us, Fae time is always strange, so who knows. But you hear Valdis's voice, like, shouting your name, kind of really, like it's really distant, like off from somewhere, as you're lying there defeated next to the sword with the crown on your head.
I look over to the rocks and stuff where I assume my dad once was, and I mean, just ask just ask out loud. So, who am I really? Did you give me some sort of information about that before I go? Anything I can do to that would help me defeat this bastard? I wait for a couple of seconds. Of course not. Why would you? You always disappear when I need you most. And I get up and I walk towards Valdis's voice.
So Valdis, to get the scene right here, as you're charging up the hill, shouting for Ashlyn, coming out of the breaking mist in front of you, comes Ashlyn. She has a crown on her head that looks like it's glowing.
Okay.
She's carrying this sword that has that lens flare look to it. Glinting is the word I'm looking for. And but on her face is this kind of like, Ashlyn, what does your face look like?
Almost despondent. There's like some tear tracks that have kind of dried up and some dirt on her face. I mean, she was flung across the field, so some grass stains here and there, and a couple cuts. And she looks up at you with watery eyes. Couldn't do it.
I proceed to run up to Ashlyn and give her the biggest hug she's ever gotten.
I hug him back, and I start crying.
It's like, it's okay. It's okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm here now.
We're interrupted by kittens. Sorry.
Kitties!
Kitties!
This is Marin. She is she's about 4 weeks old. And I think she's really hungry, and I'm going to have to feed her while you guys roleplay.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you okay? Did he hurt you?
I wasn't able to get the growl. He took the lady of the lake. She's my mom or something. I don't know. It's all so confusing.
It's all gonna be okay. We're gonna get that son of a bitch. You also look awesome, by the way, with the crown and the sword. That's a pretty badass choice.
Thank you. I thought of you when I thought this was. Are you okay? And I pull aside. I look at you and I grab your face.
I am a bloody mess. It's like, well, Ursula looks worse, but I don't know if that's much of a milestone.
No, it's not. Are you bleeding?
Yeah.
Oh God, what is that? And I look at a gash on your side.
So the other important thing about Ursula, is that she's carrying Giuseppe.
Which, by the by, when I saw them hug, I clutched Giuseppe to my chest, was like, oh, my son. And then as soon as I see them pull apart and she starts talking normally, I'm just gonna drop Giuseppe and run up there myself.
Okay. Sure. So
this is great.
When Giuseppe hits the ground, he does actually kind of struggle to his feet, but we'll get back to that in a second.
I'll step up and help him to his feet.
Okay.
I would also like to hug Ashlyn, and I'll try not to get a lot of blood on you, but it'll be hard. The rain helps.
I hug you back as good as I can. You're kind of a broader
I'm
woman.
probably just gonna lift you up and hug you, because you're very small, and I am very tall.
Like that? Okay.
Yep, it's perfect. I'm gonna give Valdis a very motherly, knowing glance, and then back off.
You're okay too.
Be embarrassed and be like, we better make sure that guy isn't here, so I'll check the area.
He's not. He's gone. He took the lady of the lake. He has a growl still too. I wasn't able to get it or anything. I didn't do anything.
Well, then we just need to find him and kick his ass.
Bless you. We've obviously done something. I see you've acquired a crown and a sword.
Hold on, I'm gonna investigate those things if I get there in time.
My dad gave them to me. Kind of.
Your dad? Where is he?
Like a He's neither here nor there. He's not here apparently anymore.
Yeah, my dad left for cigarettes when I was a kid too.
My poor lost children.
He was fine. It's just when you're It doesn't matter anymore, anyways. I have no idea where he went. Why he needs her blood for something. He wants to accept the order of this world, claiming that it is out of whack.
Her blood? You mean your blood?
Hers, because she's part of. Like, I'm part of her, but he needs her blood more than mine.
Who is her? You mentioned your father, but there was a woman up here?
The lady of the lake, one of the fake queens.
Oh.
So as this conversation is happening, Giuseppe's been working his way that direction, and he joins the Give Ashlyn a Hug crew. He kind of like stumbles forward, does the hug. Ashlyn, do you let him hug you?
I do, but then I pull away and I like hold his shoulders.
Okay, so
and
as soon as he hugs you, there is like a green glow over the two of you, and that
I
energy...
was getting to that.
Oh, just take your power back.
Well, you know how that beam kind of like tore a part out of you?
Oh.
Well, Giuseppe just returned it.
Yeah.
Oh. He blasted you into Giuseppe?
Okay.
That's weird.
Don't think about it too hard.
Well,
Okay.
more or less at least, and you feel like more like yourself than you did before.
So a lot more pets in my
in that
stuff.
sense, more complete.
Oh, good.
And at the same time, when that happens, you can once again kind of see your father standing by some rocks, not too far away.
Of course he is. Dad! And I shove Giuseppe aside.
Giuseppe gets shoved aside. He's easily shoved at this point.
Yeah. I go up to him, and I'm not sure if anybody else sees him, but that's fine.
I mean, that's a good
Can you
question.
tell me? Do you have any questions? Do you have any answers to my questions? What am I? And why was I ever? Why did you ever have me? Knowing who I was.
Have you? I took you away so that you'd like have a life, right? But I think the other things to talk about, like your mom is in some trouble. I think it's pretty bad. Stones
Where is
say,
she?
Yeah, Stones say some people need a kicking.
They do need a kicking. Can you take us? Can you show us? Is there something you can do?
Oh. Well, let's go take a look at the damage here. And Valdez, you were already looking around.
Yep.
And you get to at the top of the hill. Like there's a good 15-foot section of the hill that's now like a black, bubbling morass of darkness that looks horrible.
Is this like is this a portal of some kind, or?
You have no idea. It looks like black bubbling tar.
No.
Esteban!
I'm coming. I'm coming.
This looks weird and bad, and you're our expert in weird and bad. So look at this. And
Hey.
Don't be offended. You kill weird and bad. I try to understand weird and bad.
It's fine.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it when I get there.
Do it. Take a look at this and figure out what this is.
I'm gonna walk up to Ashlyn and apparently her father.
Oh yeah, do we see him?
No.
Yeah, that's a good question. We just see Ashlyn talking to nobody.
I mean, it's part for the course for the group, though, right? People talk
Wait.
to people that don't exist.
Greg, did you answer that? I didn't.
You cannot see him.
I'm gonna step up to just Ashlyn then, and kind of like look. Ashlyn?
My dad, he's invisible. Don't mind him. He's
Look,
Don't judge, Captain.
I've been down this road before, just talking to nobody.
I kind of look in the direction of where she was talking to, and like think about it for a second, and then bow, and turn back to Ashlyn and say, I look at like the powerful artifact she's like wielding around, like it's good to see you realizing your potential.
Thank you, Captain. We have bigger fish to fry, though. We need to find the Lady of the Lake.
Bigger fish to fry than what?
Then talking here, we need to figure out what the next steps are. We need Esteban to be here and maybe look at
That's literally why I'm talking to you.
We need to find the Grail.
Yeah.
What did you see?
Well, that evil bastard is able to manipulate the Grail into stealing the souls of the Fae, as you saw. And more importantly, he was aiming for the Lady of the Lake, who appeared, and apparently is my mum.
Oh.
Whoa.
Yes, I know, shocked too. But he needs her blood to right the world in the way that he thinks is where it should be going in the first place, and it's not right. And he was able to. I thought I killed him, and he reappeared and took her. And what was left is this. And I point to the black pool. And I have no idea where she is, but apparently she's the key to becoming this powerful whatever he wants to be.
That
Esteban,
sounds very bad.
It is.
I assume you're rolling scholarship on the
Yeah, there's a couple things I'd like to investigate, but we'll start here.
Okay.
Well, I for one believe that we will find your mother, and we will save her. Yes.
She's one of the Fae Queens, so it would be best. It would be in all to people's best interest if we do, because if one of the sisters fall, the other two are not going to be happy.
Well, hopefully, and this
Casey,
is
is your
I'm hoping this dagger can cut the connection between him and the Grail. Hopefully, between him and your mother as well.
Anything.
Casey, is your thing selective? Sorry.
We must be able
You
to
only
do
get it on your first roll.
I think this might be his first roll.
No,
He did it on the convince
Yeah.
check earlier.
Oh, right, the convince.
I don't think either of the other two of you have rolled sense. So
No.
Nope, I'm saving that on purpose.
Saving that for when we gotta whoop someone's ass.
Yep.
I got 5 raises.
Okay. So your scholarly opinion of all of this is that this is some sort of strange infection of the earth or something. It's growing. It's like a disease or a corruption. I don't know. But the thing's getting bigger. You can watch it get bigger as it goes along, and it's eating up the top of this hill, and that's going to start that on that stone over there pretty soon. And I mean, it's not growing really fast, so I mean, probably maybe a day before it hits the coast.
Oh. Okay, so this is real bad. This is real bad, everyone.
What?
This is a
Is that your
growing.
scientific discoveries? That this is
Well, yes, in my scientific opinion, this is a pool of darkness that is consuming the world very slowly.
Oh, good.
How do we
How do-
stop?
Well, again, in my scientific opinion, I think we have to kill Leandros. Yeah, that seems like a great place to start.
Well, that's a lovely suggestion, but we've tried that a couple of times now, and a couple of us are very, very good at killing things, and he's refused to die.
We just need to be better at it.
Well,
Well, we need to find him first. I pointed over towards my father.
all great points.
They just stare at the pool that's
Yeah, just like
eating apple
sis. Yeah.
I don't suppose with your definitely not corruption powers, you could do anything about that?
Well,
I think Esteban and Ashlyn together. Well, I don't know the first thing about magic, but given the way things have gone, I think the two of you. I think if you put your heads together, you will find it.
sure. Yeah, we're gonna work on it. I'm not sure that fighting black magic with more black dark magic is really the answer there.
So you're admitting to using black magic?
Nope.
Pick your words more carefully, Esteban. You're on thin ice, man.
Radiating heat like lava, or
It is not radiating heat. In fact, it's sort of the opposite. It's kind of like
like
sucking
black
the heat
hole.
and energy from things that are around it. Your father comes sauntering up because he does that. He does a little kind of like a little jig thing going on,
yeah.
and it's like, oh, looks like I found your mother, lass. Puts a hand on your
Where?
shoulder. She's in the underside. The dark fey places that hold under these hills. He sucked her
How do
down
we-
there, I guess, before he
How do we get there?
did that thing. Ugh.
In that
Tough
thing?
to even say it, so I don't think I will.
We have to jump in that thing to get to her.
Oh no, that'd be a horrible idea. Probably suck the flesh from your bones.
Okay, so then she's in this
Wither you
underthing.
into a darkness. Leave you but dust. Something like that. Oh, finding your mother. Yeah. Well, this here's a fairy place, right? So, just need to get through the stones. Guess never taught you to do that, right? Because wanted you to be all mortal and like.
Ashlyn, what are you saying? She's in the dark. What?
Could you move the stones for us? Or can you show me how? I hold up my hand and I apologize for doing
Move
that.
the stones?
Well, probably best if I
Whoever
teach you
she's
now.
talking to is really aggravating.
We have some fae.
You have no idea.
We have some
What-
fae that are with us that maybe can help.
You brought some fae with you.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
rescued a couple.
They're right over
Yeah,
there.
you remember the ones chained to the wall?
Thought
Those
most of them died.
Nah,
One
just a
of them?
couple.
Did I think?
One of them, yeah, one of them died, but the rest
Oh,
of them
yeah.
did.
We need to move the stones. We need to get to the end of Fae, I guess.
That
Oh.
sounds like a safe place to go.
It's not.
No one ever said it was going to be safe.
Love the very, very dry delivery. It's not. This is fantastic.
We appreciate that.
So, on the topic of the fae that followed you up the hill, just as you know, you've no idea where Hammerhead Shark Guy is.
That's fine.
Ah,
He
You
ran
don't
off
hear
at some
him?
point or something. You haven't heard him in a while. He's not there.
It's
And
probably in the ocean.
there's really only like 4 or 5 with you at this point. The rest of them either left or helped out with the crew kind of thing. But you do have, there's a centaur and the elf.
Do you think you could help us? Any of you?
They nod, and the elf starts like walking towards one of the stones. At the same time, like your father is like he's like putting his hand on yours and saying, "Well, good time for a father-daughter lesson, don't you think? Learn some stuff."
I don't think now is a good time.
Well,
Not a good time for what?
I thought the
then
daughter lesson. Right?
you best pay attention to pointy ears over there.
Okay.
I'm
I'm gonna teach you something. Look at this other person.
Hopefully he knows what he's doing, and if he's not,
Hopefully he knows what he's doing.
I guess that'll be a learning experience too, lass?
I guess.
Wow, this backseat parenting, though.
I mean,
Well,
when your parents' official name is Mad Jack O'Bannon, anyways.
He's a bit cuckoo
That's
for
like his
cocoa.
actual title. That's
Yeah.
Anyways.
oh boy.
Oh, the O'Bannon.
Looks like I'm adopting
Scamp.
again.
Looks like I'm adopting again.
All right, so I follow his instructions. My hand is kind of like hanging off in the side as though like somebody's holding it. I look over at the elf. What am I supposed to see?
So the Fae that have come along with you basically they go to some of the stones on the side of the hill, and they, walk through them in the right manner, or something like that, and then you can see that a like dark hole kind of opens in the side of the hill. The elf turns back to you and says, "This is not a place that Fae of light would usually go, for it is the dark underbelly of the earth where those Fae that rarely see the light of day crawl." And you can tell there's like disdain in his voice.
I'm not afraid of shit.
We have no other
You
choice.
will be. Sorry.
Thank you.
But the good news is all of you can go along.
Yep.
And the
Oh,
elf is coming too.
Yay!
He still's after revenge, he says.
Let's do it.
I look over at my dad. Is he still there?
Yeah, he is.
I don't know what I was supposed to see, but thank you. And I give him a hug.
Well, when you get home, we'll get raven drunk.
Sounds like a party.
I'm gonna go get started. Good luck.
Started.
Just as long as you find your way home.
He's got a pregame.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, it hadn't occurred to me before just to play Mad Jack O'Bannon like a Feagle, but I'm sort of thinking
An Irish Feagle.
Yep.
that there's at least something to be said about that. He is Irish, not Scottish, but
We're Irish.
as you can tell by my very distinct Irish, not Scottish accent thing that I've been using,
Yep.
Yes, very distinct.
which has been completely, impeccable, and everyone loved it and all that. Anyways, you guys are crawling into the dark earth of the Fae because this is what you wanted to be doing.
Yep.
I'm before we go in, I'm gonna turn around and tell Giuseppe, the Inquisitor, and the Inquisitor's assistant, who are theoretically still with us, perhaps you should wait for us in the main city and let the ship know where we've gone so they can wait and plan accordingly.
Or more importantly, find somebody who knows something about this thing.
Or that.
Yeah.
Inquire, if you will.
Yeah. Inquire. Or, at least warn people that, this shit's going down.
Octavio, the Dark Inquisitor, looks at you and says, "I'm probably not that welcome in Avalon, so I will go with you and see this darkness to the end." Giuseppe looks torn, but at the same time, he has kind of a more like himself look that he hasn't had since episode 1. The when there's almost like a little bit of like trying to figure out, like, oh yeah, I am selfish.
Oh yeah, I'm a
and so
selfish jerk. That's right.
So as you talk to him, he's definitely like, oh, I could just leave.
You could just leave.
And
So go.
By
But
all
if
means.
if this is not figured out, then nothing else is safe, and your country too will fall.
So warning people might be a good idea.
And I'm gonna roll a convince to get him to use his resources to get the best scholars or the best kind of people to help with this situation.
sure.
Nice.
So let's see here. Can I use? So then it will be convince with what, like finesse in my words, wits, probably wits. Okay, so that's 3.
Some brawny words.
So just a 3?
No, I was doing math.
Okay. I didn't think so. That seemed really low for a convince roll for you.
Yeah. 10s explode on a. 10s explode. Okay. So that
And you can just click the button on the dice roller thing. It'll do it for you.
Oh, force exploding?
Yep.
Got it.
You might have to re-roll. I don't know if it'll.
I don't want to re-roll.
You would probably need to re-roll to use the dice roller.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to start counting raises, and if I get to a point where you think you might not have that many, you can let me know. But raise number 1, basically with raise number 1, you feel pretty confident you can talk Giuseppe into just about anything.
Well, I rolled a lot because my 10s explode. So
raise number 2, you feel pretty.
again.
This is really almost empathy, but using the raise, that he is pretty torn about whether he wants to go or not. And actually, for the 3rd raise, you're like, wow, he actually might almost want to stay, which is really out of character for him, especially now that he's lost the whole thing. So you've definitely, as you're like talking to him about this, you're learning that he's with raise number 4 that you think that the side of him that's learned that this might have been better to like be part of a group rather than be selfish is winning, rather than the old history one. But you are trying to get him to leave, unless you change your mind before raise 5.
I'm trying to convince him to help figure out this like bubbly mess. So not leave, but like pool his resources together to get the right kind of people to slow it down at least.
Well, to get other people, he would have to like leave.
Oh, he would.
Right? I mean, because the people that are going to hear are already here, right? We know who they are. So that's where that. If you're going to get him to help in that fashion, he's gonna be leaving. But there's probably, I mean, you probably had 5 raises. You probably still have that many. That he's at least thinking about the part of like maybe he should stick around. But you can totally convince him to leave because you've got 6 raises.
Convince him to leave.
I mean, if he dies, we have bigger problems on our hands. So I convinced him to go get some people to help kind of slow this down if they can, if we are unsuccessful.
Okay, he says, Ashlyn, I will do as you have told, for this whole thing has taught me more than I ever knew that it would. And just for the moment, I will stare once more upon your face so I can remember it and make sure that whatever happens, you will not be forgotten. And he leans forward and actually plants a little kiss on your cheek.
You know, Vadachi, I could give you another scar.
What he said.
He steps back, does a little bow.
Get out of here
and,
before I break your neck.
And then he turns and starts loping off down the hill back towards where the ship is, or where a ship is, or whatever.
That's right, you better run.
That was unexpected.
He might make a good man someday. Someday.
He definitely was
There
the
are
best.
plenty of good men right here.
Looks at
What?
Valdis with a beaming smile. That there is.
That there is.
She gets a little bit like of a flush on her.
Octavio comes up as you guys are heading into the darkness, up next to Ashlyn, and says, "I see you. Does not surprise me that you have that effect on men."
What are you saying with that, Mister? Spread some rumors around. Huh?
With the beauty that the crown and whatever your Fey heritage has imparted upon you is as much responsible as my rumors, I think. Or at least aids them.
That's a really roundabout way of calling someone pretty.
Yep. No.
Also,
I'm just,
hey-
no.
Hey,
She's
Octavio,
hot, and that's it. I'm
Can
gonna
I-
lead the way now.
can I talk to you for a second, Octavio, buddy? You guys go ahead.
Wait, hold on, and I go after Valdis.
I'm excited about this because I'm about to do the scene right where you guys are crawling into the darkness of the mud, and there's like those little worms with eyes and stuff sticking out from the walls that are squirming around in the hole. Everything seems to move, and it's like it's like crawling into a nightmare, very
Worms
specifically.
with eyes.
Because nightmares are in the realms of the Fae, and this is where you're going. So you're crawling into a nightmare.
I'm just
Well,
imagining
while that's
with
happening-
worms
Side.
with
Ursula
googly
takes
eyes taped to
Octavia
them.
to the side.
With googly eyes.
I don't know what worms with eyes you're talking about. That's the only thing I can.
So worms with googly eyes. No, I get you, Casey.
No.
It's a nightmare.
Obviously, this is like slightly humorous, but like also horrific. So I'm just gonna hold Ashlyn's hand while I lead the way into this cave.
Hi. Bright red, but you can't really see it 'cause it's dark.
Dark. Good. I am also a shade of color.
Oh, doing good.
So, Ursula, you have a quick conversation before we get on to the nightmare.
Yep. I'm gonna put my very beefy and mildly bloody arm on Octavio's shoulders and like pull him into my very muscular chest. I was on your side, but Valdis is my son, and if you mess this up for him, I'll make things very difficult for you. But best of luck, I guess. And then I'm gonna go into the nightmare.
I assure you that my intentions are purely platonic.
Well,
Dude,
that's good.
that is such a. The best part about that was, and then I'd go forward into the nightmare.
That's good to know.
I
Just showing
look at
motherly concern.
Octavius as I'm kind of walking by, and I'm like, well, at least some of us are focused. Crawling in.
Oh,
So, as Ashlyn, Valdis, and maybe Ricardo, because Ricardo has he's just done stuff. So, you guys are kind of in the lead there into the horror, the nightmare. You underneath the hill, it seems, although it doesn't really feel like you're in the same world because everything seems a little like the physics don't quite work exactly the same sort of thing. There is a dark pit of an opening, a cavern. It is lit only by the smallest of kind of dusky orange pinpricks around, and you can see that there are misshapen humanoid forms kind of scuttling around the edges of it, but like in the middle of the cavern, there is a beautiful lady, green glowing. Obviously, Ashley, you recognize it as the Lady of the Lake. And she is there except for these like dark vines of thick and dirty are like wrapped all around her, and she's kind of pinned there amongst the moving forms of the nightmare. And up above, there is you see the same thing you saw below, which is the kind of bubbling black tar that's slowly descending upon the scene.
Ooh.
Gross.
I'm gonna say Valdis and Ashley, you get there
Is
first.
this all of us, or
Yes.
She looks up, and kind of squeezes his Valdis's hands and looks at him. That's my mum.
All right. I am going to pull out my dagger and try and focus and see if I can see any lines that need to be cut.
So one thing you don't see that you're looking for is you don't see any connection between the Lady of the Lake and like this big pit of darkness up above.
Right.
But when you have the dagger in your hand, you can kind of see that the vines that are around here are glowing a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And yeah,
That's good enough for me, and I will charge the vines.
so you charge into there, and immediately, like one of these forms rears up in front of you, and you can see that it's got a human face with no eyes, but kind of like kind of an old motherly with gray hair, scraggly hair in it, and it looks at you and says, "Stop. Stop forever."
Nope, not gonna stop.
Gross.
You kind of feel like the feeling of sleepy. Your eyelids are tired and all of that. Give me a
No!
resolve roll and make sure you get to.
Yeah.
I
I'm
take a
definitely
note out
rolling
of.
resolve on that. What skill?
this is your first roll, Rob? Remember that you're.
Right.
So I was thinking straight resolve. Let's see if I can think of anything.
Empathy.
Empathy?
Sure, it's as good as anything.
Empathy.
Tempt?
Okay, so that's
Reverse.
anything under my skill is a 10, so 2. So that's going to be 7 raises.
Okay, so even as the next like two kind of rise up, and they try and drag you into a nightmarish sleep down here below the roots, you feel the resolve run through your body to save your companions, all that stuff. You've got it. You sidestep them. They don't actually physically attack you at all. There's just that kind of mist and presence that's there
Right.
within your head, and you skip all the way to the Lady of the Lake.
Yep. I've got resolve in spades. No worries.
That makes one of us.
If anyone else
Oh,
is jumping out there, let me know.
I'm waiting until we've come through. Have we made it through?
Yes, we're very far behind. Ursula might be a little bit further behind, but not a lot.
Valdis goes
I'm-
forward. I go forward.
Yeah, so when Valdis runs forward, I go, he's going to get someone killed again.
Kidding.
And,
Again? Excuse me. I survived that encounter.
well, we didn't really go over it, but I'm assuming some of my crew died when he jumped on the ship. Back in, like, the second adventure. Anyway,
Hashtag not bitter.
Yeah, of course, run after.
Anyone going into the cavern should roll resolve. And at this point, we've decided it's resolve empathy. So there you are.
Woo!
And if you get less than 2 raises, let me know.
I'll be a minute because I'm actually going to be taking samples back in that little tunnel
What was the roll?
Resolve empathy.
Grabbing some worms with googly eyes.
Yeah, I mean, got to get some science stuff.
This will be interesting.
3.
I got 2 raises.
Okay. Valdis, you get to the Lady of the Lake.
Oh, good.
Oh, speaking of that, I need to roll for Octavio then, don't I?
Okay. Whew. I only got 1, but then I re-rolled and I got 2. So we're okay. I am not an empathetic individual, if anybody hadn't guessed.
It's okay, Mom.
Well, if it's any, Octavio does just fine. Because he's actually really good at empathy, because empathy is the skill you use to determine if someone is lying.
Yeah, that's right.
So, and yeah, so he understands that they're trying to seduce him with dark lies of sleep and dreams, and has no problem navigating the cavern. Ricardo, with only 2 there, kind of it's a bit of a fight. Same with Ursula; they're a little slow.
Yeah, but okay. Well, how does my mother's amulet? What's the function of that? Is it?
If you want to
Nondescript.
draw upon the power of your mother's power, then you can absolutely add some raises to that.
Great. That's descriptive.
It's also
I mean, it
purposeful
involves,
done.
as we've established, the black tendrils in your arms are getting more and more permanent.
Oh, Captain.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So if you do that, Ricardo, then you are able to get through the cavern without pretty quickly, along with Octavio and the like. But it probably doesn't matter too much because Valdis, you get there, and what do you do?
So I would like to start cutting these vines, and if I understand this dagger correctly, I believe it is my melee skill using my resolve.
Yes.
So I would like to cut using that, using an absurd amount of dice. Oh my. 1, 6, 8, 10. Ooh, holy crap. 13 raises?
Jesus,
Holy cow!
Shit.
you get it, buddy.
My skill is 5. My trait is 5.
Yeah, because resolve is his thing, right? And
Resolve is the one thing I got going for me.
so you're talking rolling 10 dice, exploding 10s, and 15s count as raises.
Yep.
So it's a pretty significant mess of
Yeah,
of
it's.
stuff.
Oh man, that was a lot. Oh.
Okay, 13 raises. You slice right through those things.
Good.
As a side note, when you do that, you kind of there's an energy that was being used to wrap them up, and it dissipates, and there's kind of
Good.
like you can feel it disappear and within the air here, so that there is like you don't feel anything other than the standard, you're walking in a nightmare kind of stuff.
Right.
The Lady of the Lake falls into your arms.
Mm-hmm.
She appears to be unconscious.
It's okay. I'm gonna get you out of here.
You turn around to see your fellow comrades coming through the cavern, being chased by large, misshapen, human-faced things that are trying to get them to succumb to nightmares.
Stand firm. Don't listen to their lies.
I guess it's a good time for me to pop out of the tunnel.
Yes.
Now that the action
Boy, sure,
might
I'm
be
ready
over.
to listen to some lies. Huh?
Hold on, let's see how I do.
Look, Casey.
I do fine.
Lies, but you need to control yourself right now.
Yeah, I got 3.
Okay, at that point, Valdis, what are you doing? You were. Did I miss it?
I'm gonna try and take her back towards the exit.
Wait, what about the Grawl?
There's no sign of a Grawl here.
There's no sign of it.
Okay.
It's like we're gonna have to get that later. Since I don't see it, yeah, she takes priority, I guess.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
I look around.
I mean, yeah, if you want to look around and see if you can see something I didn't. I was really focused.
It's okay. It was a good choice, son.
Thanks, Mom.
Also, that was very impressive dagger work.
I know, right?
So Ricardo, you're taking a good look around when you get there.
Yeah, just it's this like we're in evil, scary Fey land, and we just run through and do a thing, and that's it. It seems
Suspiciously easy.
As you look around, I mean, I know it's kind of the nightmare realm, so it's not too unexpected. But right where the Lady of the Lake was, there's just like a hand, like a full fleshy kind of hand there, with bluish skin and somewhat withered.
Is it missing fingers?
So triggered.
Kill it. Kill it with fire.
I'll go take a look at the hand.
I watched I pointed out I walk up to it.
Yep.
Look around, and I guess I'll wait for Esteban.
We need to get out. I look over at the paladin guy.
Paladin guy?
The
I don't know who he is.
Inquisitor is different than Paladin, but
Wow, Valdis is having quite an effect.
So look over at him. Can you take her?
Well, before we get her out of here, Ashlyn, would you mind? You've seen her before, and the captain is right. This seemed too easy.
Yeah, you're right. So I go up to her and I look at her and look her over and stuff. Do I notice any differences? Does it seem like she's not alive or different or changed in some way?
You think it would be pretty tough to like disguise a Fey Queen as another Fey Queen without a lot of power, and she still has the aura that you expect.
And she's still alive.
She doesn't look to be. She doesn't seem cold and dead.
Okay.
I mean, I guess she's breathing, but do Fey really breathe?
Right, that's true.
Do Fey Queens need to? Yeah.
Do I remember if Mab made my sword glow?
she did not.
No.
She did not. If I hold my sword to the Lady of the Lake, does it glow?
No, it does not.
More
Oh,
importantly,
okay.
do any of my
That's fine,
artifacts react to her?
Excuse me?
Do any of the artifacts I have react to her at all?
So you're like going to touch her with the sword and then touch her with the crown?
Well, I'm within distance of
Oh,
her.
neither
so,
of them are glowing. If that's any more than usual.
any more than usual. Okay. She looks normal, for as normal as any of them can be, I guess.
All right.
Is Esteban here? With the,
Yeah, you guys are looking at the hand.
Yep.
It looks a lot like a dead hand.
Thank you.
Um,
There's those science skills at work.
the oh
Looks
yeah,
like
it requires 11 raises, but you tell it's a hand. Yeah, no.
Perfect. I can do it. Hold
Oh,
on.
snap.
raises, but it's definitely a hand.
No,
Well done.
they're as you look at it, I mean Esteban, because you paid the details and all of this, you can see that there's a ring on it, signet ring that looks like Leandros's ring. If you guys remember, I don't remember if it was on the hand you had or the other one, but anyways, it's there. So that's what it looks like.
Do I have any idea why his hand would just be here where she was?
No. I mean, other than ones your character can come up with. Or that you can come up with.
I guess it could be some sort of connection thing. Hey, you don't see a connection between the hand and her, do you?
Well, it still has its fingers on it, so it's not the one that was holding the Grawl.
No, Valdez.
I mean, I double checked, but I'm pretty sure that I severed all the connections.
Okay. Was there a connection to this hand before you severed him?
I think it was just the roots, right?
Yeah, it was just the roots. You didn't see a hand.
Yeah. No, I didn't see a hand connected.
all right, should we leave it or take it?
Can we burn it?
What point would the hand be?
What point?
What point is it?
That's
I'm
a
assuming it's the concentrated power of multiple Fae combined with the Grawl, combined with Leandros's innate powers.
I wasn't there when you cut off that hand, so there it is.
Well, his other hand should have been burned to ash by Peter before his Deva was severed from him. He burned it for us. So I don't know where this hand has come from. And you cut all of the fingers off the last one?
All of them, and all that was left was a palm, and it's still stuck to the Grawl.
And this severed hand has fingers.
Yes, it does.
I pick it up. Yeah.
Okay, as you pick it up,
There it is.
it dissolves in
Here
your
we go.
hand like people affected by Thanos' snap, and just kind of becomes ash.
Oh, okay. All right.
Including the signet ring?
Yeah, all of it.
Okay, well, I guess we can't take it with us.
Well,
Does it
okay.
look like an illusion when it
It
fades?
doesn't look very real. I mean,
I think it's time we get out of here. The hairs on the back of my neck. Here.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Valdis, does the Lady of the Lake feel like you would expect a Fae Queen to feel when you hold her?
I mean,
How many things have you held? I give him a look.
I mean, you're the most acquainted with magic that I know of.
look, this feels pretty authentic to me. It's not like I've held my Deva in my arms or anything like that, but
That's fair.
I mean, if I did hold my Deva in my arms, I would assume it feels a lot like, don't look at me like that.
I could look away.
Okay.
okay, are
I
you
said if.
getting out of the nightmare realm?
Is
Yes.
that the only exit? Is there anywhere else to go in this room?
There are absolutely other tunnels out of this cavern. Some of them go down, some of them go up.
I don't know if you want a chance to go in a different direction.
I mean, we got her, and he needs her to do his things, and then he can come to us, right?
Right.
So then,
If this is her, the captain has made a very good point that this was surprisingly easy. The only
It could be that he just doesn't
was
need
the
her
vines.
anymore.
I mean,
Did he possess her?
I mean,
I severed
it looked
connection.
weird. When I thought I killed him, I wouldn't say came out from the wall, but then he encompassed her entirely, and then it just disappeared.
Well, if it is a trap, I think our only option is to spring it. Together we are strong.
Yep. Because we are badass enough to spring the trap and not have it bite us in the ass.
Hopefully.
And I'll spend another fate point and activate another Joie de Vivre.
Fate point.
Or did I say fate point? Hero point. Same difference.
I mean, it is the same difference, but I enjoyed that.
And
Muscle memory.
with that, you run out of the nightmare realm of the Fae, taking the Lady of the Lake, or what you think might be the Lady of the Lake, with you, and out into the storming weather at the top of the hill. And one last thing before we wrap up. When she gets out of the hill, her eyes do open, and she turns and goes over to Ashlyn, giving her a hug, because that's our theme. But with kind of like a doom in her voice, she whispers into Ashlyn's ears, "He destroyed the Grawl to destroy the world."
To destroy you have to.
And let's get ready for next session.
Hey!
No, wait. Okay, can you just clarify that again?
I will repeat the line. He destroyed the Grawl to destroy the world.
Oh, he destroyed the Grawl. Okay, so.
Mhm.
All
So then we have to make a new girl. Got it.
right.
On it.
Well, we're going to leave that to a bunch of Ricardo stuff for next session, right?
Oh, great.
As we get into that, and that will be our last session, too. We're going to wrap up next week with episode 10. And which will have some Ricardo stuff and some other wrap-up that we'll do and get stuff to do. So I'm pretty excited as we've gone through most of that. But let's not only just say what you liked the most about this session, but what you're most excited about happening to your character in the wrap-up phase. Unless you don't want to give away any secrets, but whatever. And we're going to end with Ashlyn, so that means we're starting with Ursula, I think?
Oh, snap. All right. Favorite thing of this session, we had a lot of really good character interaction and dialogue. I would like to specifically call out the brilliantly cutting and savage lines that Ashlyn threw at Leandros when he was trying to be all...
Damn it, you're taking the good one.
I'm excited to go first.
We can all agree that this was definitely a key fucking moment right here. Was Ashley throwing some serious shade at this motherfucker?
Serious shade. Yep.
I had to do monologuing practice for this session.
I don't think any of the characters in this game would allow you to monologue as a villain.
We're a little bit impulsive if you hadn't noticed.
Yeah.
Ashlyn's
No,
okay.
actually.
She at least likes to talk, so I just have to break the monologue up a bunch, and it works
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
It
Perfect.
becomes kind of like a die monologue or a bi monologue or whatever.
I like to listen sometimes, guys.
But yeah, I like the dialogue. Next session, I look forward to my son getting married and an adopted daughter.
But to who?
Oh,
Oh,
hopefully Valdis, but I don't have a horse in this race or anything, so it's whatever happens. And maybe
Mom, you're embarrassing me.
killing everybody that I know because they're all horribly corrupt and.
At least 2 out of the 5.
Hey, I'm only half corrupt.
Oh,
That's half too many.
that's math.
Okay, Ricardo.
Favorite thing. I liked. I'm gonna shout out Esteban for literally investigating every little thing that can be like. Hold on, I'm gonna go over and investigate that. I'm taking samples of the thing. I run over and I investigate.
I wanted to do more. It just wasn't enough time. I gotta look at that sword and that crown, and the thing I got in my bag with a hand in it.
I like that you have samples of Nightmare.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that too.
Samples of Nightmare.
Mark it down on your character sheet.
So have you
Yeah,
got
right?
Nightmare to get? Oh yeah, okay.
Isn't that a hubris that he gets a hero point with, anyways?
A couple of vials of.
I feel I should. That
mean,
seems dangerous.
You're totally right. Like taking samples from the Nightmare place totally qualifies as a hero point for your hubris.
Yes. I
I'm
gotta remember
sure
to carry
nothing
this
will bite you
over.
tonight when you're next sleep. She'll be fine.
And then I'm looking forward to. I like how there are character arcs happening, which is I think in role-playing games is hard to do. And one thing I'm kind of excited about is like, especially even for my own character, I have no idea how that's going to end. So, I mean, I hope there's a way. That would be great, but I'm not willing to put money down on the fact that this is going to end happily ever after.
why
I
would
don't
you
know.
say such a thing?
I don't know. Maybe because there's like black tendrils of evil darkness spreading through my body, and what's her face just said cryptically that he destroyed. I guess not that cryptic. He destroyed the Grawl to destroy the world. That seems bad.
Yeah.
Just delete it.
Okay, Esteban.
As far as what I'm looking forward to, like arc wise, I'm with the captain. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen to me. It seems really up in the air right now. So I'm just excited to see where that all leads and if Ursula is going to kill me or not.
Yeah, basically, is Ursula gonna have to?
Yeah, right.
Is that gonna? Maybe I don't know.
I mean, right now, honestly, I'm leaning towards yeah. Ooh. Ooh. As for my favorite moment, thank you very much for giving me an earthquake right then. That was great timing, and thank my dice for giving me 7 raises to convince people I can shake the earth.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was
Yeah.
supposed to be a shriek of the Fey Queen that echoed throughout the land, but someone jumped in front of a beam, so we had to stick with earthquake instead.
Hey, teamwork!
That's right. So you can actually, that was totally Ashland's doing.
Oh, I'm late. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. I was like, okay, fine.
So Valdis.
Okay, so what I've really been enjoying is the slow evolution of characters and just the interactions that we've been having with each other are just absolutely fantastic. I thoroughly enjoy the relationship that has blossomed between myself and Ursula, my mother.
That's so great.
But I've also liked how I've just come to terms with the fact that, like, oh shit, I'm in love with Ashlyn. Yeah,
This can't go well.
this isn't gonna end well, which is what I'm also looking forward to in the next adventure. Is like, this isn't gonna end well. Yeah, this is gonna be sad. This is gonna be a sad ending. I want it to be happy, but it's gonna be sad.
This is gonna go out like Rogue One did.
I don't know what you're talking about, but Ashlyn is forever a positive person and thinks it's going to go well.
You know,
Well-
do we know the history? What's your title? Like Defender of Avalon? What did Mab call you?
Oh, she called me Morgan Le Fay.
Morrigan.
Yeah, the
The
more
Morrigan.
Morgan.
Have we looked into the history of what happened to the other Morgans?
Give me a minute. I can get that.
I'm sure
I think
it
the
turned
fact
out fine for them.
Plural is probably.
Yeah,
Bad
I mean, you know,
Well, Ashlyn, well, it's your turn, so
um,
end us up.
my favorite part of this entire thing, I really like. It's hard to pick one because I think everybody has some really good moments here, like Esteban and his like perpetual hunger for knowledge, even if it means it's bad, and Ursula and her like her momminess is awesome. Especially when she's like, "Don't fuck this up for my son." That was great.
Was voting for you, and then my son wanted to give it a shot.
Right, and now you're
Player 3 has entered the race.
right.
Player 3 has entered the race.
And I love how the captain like kind of got like possessed a little bit just to shoot his arch nemesis in like the face. I thought that was a really good moment as well. And then Valdez like running off looking for my character was really fun too.
Well, we'll get a definite opportunity to look into Ricardo's relationship with his mother, which I guess is not uncommon in role-playing, but has been quite a theme for us here. So let's just all take a moment of silence for all the mothers, and a moment of happiness for the fact that Ursula, our own mother, came along.
Hey!
So even if you're that orphaned, motherless role-playing character that we all know about, you've got Ursula to pick up the slack.
We
Yeah.
should
Maybe not,
slow.
maybe not very well, but she'll try.
Well,
Yeah, she's not necessarily tightening the slack; she's just picking it up.
okay, well, one final thing just to check in. It does, in fact, look like we are leaving our baby signer for an epilogue session or tale of some sort that we'll make sure and let people know about. And next session, we'll even be talking about what we do after this one ends. But thank you, everyone, for this week, and we'll have a wonderful time figuring out how all those loose ends burn. No, wait, tie. We tie up the loose ends.
Wonderfully
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
beautiful
And,
tapestry.
and we create a wonderful tapestry. Thank you, Ashlyn. That will be viewed for years to come with horror. No. Anyways, I think that's
The
enough. Have
wonderful
a great
ending
day,
of Wonderful
everyone. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.